It's Thursday, June 25th, 2020. Before I start the show today, I want to thank everybody who has come over to my Patreon channel. I just dropped another video there today, so make sure you check it out. If you haven't joined it, please come over to Patreon, join it. I have a little bit more freedom on that platform to talk about a few things, so please check it out. Hope to have another video up this coming weekend. Also, a great book, Seeds of Prosperity for a Financial Revolution, written by Dr. Sonia L. Thompson. She watches the show. She sent me this book months ago. Very, very good book. You can look it up online. If you get a chance, order this book. It's very good. This book is going to talk about the wealth transfer. It's going to talk about the importance of precious metals, the importance of gold. It's going to link everything biblically to the Bible. This is God's money being gold and silver. And so she makes some really, really good points in this book. So if you get a chance, you want to read a good, quick, easy book to read, check it out. So let's get right into it today. Dow Jones surges nearly 300 points. And again, we all have to ask ourselves, why? Other than more help by the Fed, we know that the banks are going to have less restrictions, they're going to be able to do more freely what they want to do. It's amazing when we get the jobless numbers also today. We lost another 1.5 million jobs last week. We just got those numbers today. The Dow Jones, the markets don't care. They don't care about reality. They don't care about the bad news. What they do care about are the banks and how much money the Federal Reserve is going to inject into these fraudulent markets. So what changed from yesterday when we were down 704, 705 points to today? Well, today we lost another 1.5 million jobs. So the market went up because the banks now have less restrictions and more freedom to do whatever they want to do. And the Fed is going to pump in as much money as it has to keep these markets chugging along. But this is, it's so disturbing, ladies and gentlemen, to see that we're hemorrhaging jobs week after week. I mean, here we are, what, 14, 15 weeks into this thing, and we lose another 1.5 million jobs. Yet people believe everything is okay because the Dow Jones is up 299 points today. Absolutely incredible. Every Federal Reserve member, it's an article today in The Hedge, is a multi-millionaire. So do your due diligence, do your homework. Every Federal Reserve Board member is a multi-millionaire. So they're going to make sure that the odds are in their favor. And all of you better be doing whatever you have to do right now to put the odds in your favor. Things are going to get very out of control here. And when you read articles like this, canned meat booms as recession crushes consumers. If this doesn't tell you where we are heading right now, or how bad a shape the consumer is in, the consumer is in extremely rough shape right now. Some have had to give up their Chipotle, they've had to give up Shake Shack for canned meat. Sales have surged 70% in the past 15 weeks for canned meat, like Spam. We're talking about Spam. We haven't seen interest in Spam since the Great Depression. Do you think that this may be an indicator of something where people are putting away canned meat such as Spam? Look, I think if you want to prepare, you should be putting away canned meat. This is excellent for preparation, and I believe that numbers are surging because there are people awake like you and I who are putting away Spam, who are putting away canned meats, because we know what is around the corner. But there are people being forced now to eat canned meat because they can no longer afford to go out and eat. They're getting priced out at the grocery store. So people, the consumer, is having to make some drastic changes in their life. Here's an article today. New unemployment numbers show New York City has lost 2/3 of its food jobs. And yet there are people telling you and I that things are getting better. I was watching Fox Business yesterday, and they had a reporter at the grand opening of the Saks Fifth Avenue store. She said it was a ghost town. Nobody was there. Tourists are not showing up in the big cities. Again, people are broke, tapped out, or they're too scared to leave their homes. So this is what we're seeing in the real world. People aren't going out shopping like they were. People aren't spending money like they were. They're not going to go on vacations like they were. They're not getting on airplanes like they were. They're not going to Las Vegas. They're not going to hotels and resorts like they once were. This reopening is beginning to close up again. And I don't understand how businesses such as restaurants are going to stay in business when half or more of the tables in the restaurants have been removed. I don't get it. So when you take what's happening in the restaurant business, half the tables removed and so many people in panic mode to even leave their homes, how are they going to make it? Macys to slash 3,900 corporate jobs in restructuring. That's on CNBC today. Those are going to be high-paying jobs. Those are going to be good jobs right there. What are these people going to do? Here's 3,900 more people that will be jobless. Wall Street Journal today, 140,000 businesses listed on Yelp are still closed. Many of these, in fact, I've read articles that these are permanently closed businesses. But this is just another bellwether of where we're at with this economy. Things are not, in my opinion, improving, at least not at the speed that we were being told. And we're hearing more and more areas that are being closed down, where businesses are being closed down. Tourism, again, being obliterated across the country. And I'm just reporting what is really happening here in the United States of America. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Don't kill the messenger. But look, I'm warning you to get prepared, because this is the beginning of the worst collapse in U.S. history, and this is nothing yet. We're going to see huge ramifications. We're going to see huge surges in crime, homelessness, people who aren't getting enough food. Look, things that we never thought possible here in the United States of America are beginning to happen, and they're going to happen in a much larger scale in the very near future here. Chucky Cheese has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Chucky Cheese parent company CEC Entertainment filed for bankruptcy late yesterday. Sales plunged 22% in the first quarter. CEC's now lost $29 million just last year, 20.4 the million before. So let's not blame the infection. The problem here is they have a massive load of debt. They have 1,500 creditors, and now the things have slowed down. CEC Entertainment and Chucky Cheese have run into a brick wall here. So more people will be laid off, restaurants will close, and this is just a sign of the times. And here's another sign of the times right here. More adults than ever live with their parents or grandparents. 32 million American adults were living with their parents or grandparents in April. That's a 9.2% increase year over year. And this number, and nobody needs a crystal ball to figure this out, this number is going to continue to grow. This number is going to surge. As we continue to get deeper into this collapse, it is imperative that everybody is preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. I read a very good article today with Peter Schiff, and he said this: consider the three safe havens: gold, the dollar, and U.S. Treasuries. Back in March, when the market plunged, the dollar rallied. Treasury prices skyrocketed. Gold also rallied. Only one of those three continues to rally today. So why is gold the only safe haven left? Because the real threat is not the plunging stock prices or some infection. The real threat is inflation. All this coming debasement is doing more damage than any infection. The devaluation will eventually lead to a loss of faith in the dollar, and people will no longer want to hold fiat currency. The result, people will want to convert their cash or their wealth to something they believe in, something that can protect their wealth, with something that has intrinsic value and has provided wealth over decades. And you know, people really should think about that, but don't think too long, because it's going to be too late to purchase gold, to purchase silver when the dollar is collapsing. It's going to be too late. when there is no gold or silver to acquire, because there is not a lot of gold, there is not a lot of silver out there to begin with. And all it takes is a couple big buyers and it's all gone. All it takes is one hedge fund to come in and start buying gold. It's all gone. There's not enough to go around. There's not enough gold for everybody. So as I said on my video a couple days ago, if you're unemployed right now, don't wait till after July 31st when the money runs out to get in line to look for a job. The time to get in line is right now. If you don't have gold, if you don't have silver, you need to get it now. Don't wait till the very last minute when 40 million people are going to be looking for a job. That's not the time to look for a job. Just like it is not the time to start looking for gold or silver when millions of people are running to it. Get it now while it's available. And people will say, oh, the premiums are high. Gold's almost $1,800. I think we're going to look back one day and laugh at how cheap the prices were. Silver at $18 with a high premium, gold at $17.80 with a high premium. We're all going to look back and laugh at how cheap it was. And the only thing we'll regret is that we didn't buy more. But look, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm sharing with you out loud what I'm doing right now, my strategy. Financially, it is cash, it is gold. I do believe at some point the dollar is going to be in big trouble. And so, that's something we all have to think about. How much cash should you be holding on to? What are going to be the warning signs when you need to start unloading cash quick? Nobody has a crystal ball, but right now I think it's important to have cash. I think it's even more important to have gold and silver. But look, everybody has got to figure out how they need to prepare for what is coming. I don't have the answers for everybody. A lot of people think that I have all the answers. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's financial situation is different. People's portfolios are different. People's end result of what they're trying to accomplish is going to be different. Look, some people may be more invested in food and water. Some people may be more invested in security. Some people might be more invested in precious metals. I think you need to be very diversified. I think you need to be very well-rounded here with all of it, because I think it's going to take all of it to get through. You need 4 wheels on a car to get past the finish line. You're going to need 4 wheels to get past this collapse. So make sure that you are well diversified with security, with food and water, with precious metals, with pharmaceuticals, trauma kit, things that you're really going to need. Really think for yourself, because I don't have the answer for you, but think about your situation, your environment, your climate, what you're going to need. Look, the violence is just beginning on the streets of America. And I don't need to tell all of you that gun sales are surging, absolutely going through the roof, ammo sales going through the roof, people applying for personal carry permits going through the roof. Another indicator of the breakdown we are seeing in society because of the breakdown we're seeing with the economy. As I've always said, as the economy breaks down, it floods over into society. Society begins to break down. So it all goes hand in hand, and you're going to feel very, very guilty if you did not prepare for your family, if you're unable to protect your family financially, physically. So make sure you're doing that. Again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It gives me no pleasure in reporting the real news and the facts of what's happening to our beautiful country. But I'm just a messenger, and I'm just reporting the facts, reporting to reality to all of you so that you wake up if you haven't woken up already. If you're on the fence here, you need to wake up and get with it, because time is running out. We're all going to wake up one day, and millions of people are going to wish they would have listened, wish they would have prepared. Many of us will wish we had just one more day to prepare just a little bit more, to buy a little more gold, a little more silver, a little bit more ammo, a little bit more food, put a little more water away. And we're not going to have that luxury, because when this game begins, there's no going back. Once the genie is let out of the bottle, there is no going back, ladies and gentlemen. How you began your preparation 6 months ago, 6 days ago, 6 years ago is going to dictate the outcome of what's happening today. So put the odds in your favor. Continue your preparations. If you haven't begun, you need to begin as of yesterday. God bless every one of you. Share this video, give it a thumbs up, blast it all over your social media, and most of all, be praying for this country. This country at this point needs a miracle.